Saw the windscreen. Now, with this actual fairing piece. That's gonna be clean.
Ooh, with the white wheels?
That's gonna get clean.
With the white wheels? Ooh.
Man, look at that. The left side?
Yeah, it's the left side.
Alright, so like when I've told full red, I've never, this bike, literally, got it from the dealership, I've never taken apart. There you go, there you go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And we haven't even decided on the accents.
Yeah.
Like the white accents, I don't know, was it purple accent you said, maybe? Purple?
Yeah, pink.
Maybe a little pink accents?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a little pink.
Now that we've finished up and wrapped up the bike with a final piece, finally, it's time for full rest to do his thing and dug it out. You know, unfortunately it's nighttime, but he don't discriminate. Day or night, that boy puts out that fire. So let's, rave over here.
That's how it felt, huh?
Yeah. So you about to see what this man can do with just a simple Android, you know, which is a Samsung phone in his hand. So let's get to it. Let's see this money shot.
Man, when I chat and chit, I come through like what's good, these wigs getting split. Man, better breeze and sprint, it's long if I choose to bite down on these pricks. X is a lyrical 4-4 of this, so make sure it's X that you wanna rally with. Oh, make a big man turn to a kid, shout out scope and I'll slat out wigs. Never seeing X's with your eyes closed, don't move past girls behind your eyelid. Bars and flows, check out their mixture. Told them man can't handle the fixture. It's all funny games to the person saying it's all funny games. Get beat up and cocked out the picture. Must be active if you think you can wig me. I'll tell my man put down the liquor. Ain't got none, don't care which means I lost them. Genie's out of the bottle when I ain't going back, so now I'm a problem. They can't land, I'm a pro or column. Lyrically taking lives, I'm taking souls. Can see man's never been stolen. I'll take heads off, I leave them rolling, just like balls in bowling. I'm a fully charged in a machine like, man better be careful of me. I ain't just another MC, I'll spin your clock 360 degrees like line on set. Melody that this is, she got a rating, but watch that decrease. Watch your whole team get smashed to pieces. Don't puff out your chest out Reese's.
We're back in the garage. We got the bike back on this badass mat. Obviously, you guys kind of saw the color now. We want to see what you think, honestly. What you think of the color that Full Rest picked out. I was going to go for more like a pink version of this, you know. No, I'm just kidding. But I think he did great. I think the bike it came out amazing compared to the red that it had before. I think the red is nice, don't get me wrong, Honda, you know, the library was clean, but the red on the bike, it was overwhelming. So now, I mean, honestly, when we were putting the pieces together, I just couldn't believe it was the same Honda, you know, because you're seeing, at least for me, you're seeing things that you never really paid too much attention to because the color, I think, took too much away from it. And like little vents, little stuff here and there, little lines, body lines, you know. I'm really glad, I know Full Rest really glad that, you know, Monster Fairings came through for us. You know, honestly, I'm gonna give you my kind of little summary of my experience, and I know Full Rest is gonna do, you know, his little summary. I've never ever done a full fairing kit from any other company on any bike. Everything that you ever seen me do is an aftermarket piece, like a carbon piece that I'm adding to the bike, replacing a plastic piece, but that's about it. And to be honest, I was a little anxious because, you know, you've heard those horror stories that, you know, now you gotta work them to make them fit, and this doesn't go in as good. You have gaps, you have whatever tabs, don't line up. And honestly, it came out without a flaw. Only flaw I could say, and it's not towards Monster Fairings, only flaw I could say is this bike never came out apart from my hands. So it was like a learning curve of taking it apart and kind of putting the piece together, because I've never had the Honda. I never took out the side fairings, to be honest with you. And I know if I didn't do it, I know Flores hasn't done it. So that was a learning curve. That I feel like if we would have done it once or twice before, it would have gone way easier. Because now we were just literally figuring out where bolts were, this was, and Honda, I ain't gonna lie. I've done the BMWs, I've done the Cowies, I've done different bikes, and this Honda uses a lot of those little push pins. I'm not sure if we have Honda dies by that, because even the belly pan at the bottom, you have 3 of them lined out, together. And if it wasn't for those, to where like they're in hidden spots and you're looking around trying to find those, I think it would have gone a lot easier. But still, holes lined up, everything lined up to where it wasn't as difficult. Once we did one side, I think the other side, we knew where to expect it. And fitment wise, I want to say, I was super impressed, because like I mentioned, you have a lot of those push pins, you have a lot of the fairings that go into like almost what would you call it, kind of like interlocking pieces, and everything. Honestly, you'll see, full res probably, we're gonna do a little walk around and stuff like that, or the gaps are almost OEM. I would call them OEM. So for me, would I recommend it? Highly. Honestly, I'm even debating him. I told him, like, we've torn down BMWs. Right now we have 3 or 4 in the stable, to where I know if we would have done a BMW Hawaiian Punch or something like that, it would have been without a breeze. We know what we're doing, but for us, it was that learning curve. Like I mentioned, it's just figuring out what Honda did to get those fairings on and off. That was kind of like the difficult part. You have like little push tabs underneath, where was it? Underneath here? Yeah, like here, and like another push tab in there.
Inside here.
Yeah, inside the winglet up here. In the front, you have, more down here that you gotta look for. And like I mentioned, we never really, at least for me, like I never took it apart. I know for resident take it apart. We're just figuring things out as we went. The winglets, you could really kind of see the winglets a lot better. It just looks super aggressive in my opinion. And you can't forget the white wheels. So I feel like that Nardo with the white, it just hits different,
Would you recommend Monster Fairings?
I would highly recommend Monster Fairings. Just because, like I mentioned, and that's one of the reasons I never went with it. I always kind of stayed with and I would love, before I would have loved to do it, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna, in my thoughts, and this is my personal opinion, I'm just gonna spend that money for, fairings that I might have to, break some tabs, or it's not gonna line up, I'm gonna have gaps, I'm gonna have this, and that's not the case. So, and like I mentioned, I feel like we did it with a harder bike in our stable. If you guys are in the market of doing some like a fairing kit for your bike, they have designs, they have colors. They honestly, when we talk to them and we're trying to get this figured out, they sent us a lot of samples, and you could really customize your bike to what you want, colorways, or I know they have different patterns, stuff like that. The graphics, yeah. So they could work with you and kind of get you to where whatever your vision is. But yeah, like I said, huge shout out to them. I know, like I mentioned, Full Res has an experience with, what was it, the Cowie?
The Cowie, a little.
Yeah, you had
the competitors' fairings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you did a whole fairing kit.
Yeah, a pain in the ass. yeah. If, like the fitment, I had to zip tie a lot of things, for sure.
So wait, so you did the whole fairing kit? You changed? Why'd you do that? You just changed colors or something, or you wanted white?
Well, I flipped the bike.
I wish you would have seen his face.
I looped the bike.
His face I'm like, were you just trying to change colors? He's like, I flipped the bike.
I looped it. I was trying to do a wheelie. I looped it, so I did the whole kit, and I had to do a lot of zip ties.
Oh yeah, to get the fairings to kind of get in there.
To kind of get in there, right? Yeah. Like for example, like here, like this is perfect right here.
Oh yeah.
I look at it.
Yeah.
Like there's no gap, like nasty gap. Yeah. Like it's even. On the other one, it's like off. I had to shave it off.
Oh wow.
Come down. it was open. I had to zip tie from it. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah. And to be honest, that's this part.
And it cracked.
And
The bottom piece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it cracked. I had to order like an OEM one from eBay, and I think I had somebody like match the paint.
Golly.
Yeah.
Well, see, so that's these two body lines together. But we also, you know, I feel like when you run to this plastic, sometimes these pieces are really hard to match up with the, you know, with the regular black plastic pieces.
Perfect fitment.
Yeah. And to be honest, like I mentioned, with Monster Fairings, like when we got the whole kit, literally, we got the whole kit. Like we got these black pieces. We got the
air duct.
The air duct, the bottom, this nose piece right here.
Yeah.
This nose piece we got from them. So I mean, honestly, the tailpiece. You know, I think we got this tailpiece.
The cover under the tailpiece. Yeah.
All the black pieces we got from Monster Fairings. So it's a full on kit to where if you want to go ahead and let's say, hey, I want to save I have a, you know, the Honda library. I want to save it, you know, make it pristine. Have a full set. They'll send you their, you know, the set that they have, and that way you keep everything, all the black plastics or whatever, you know, as a full set, and you're not having to reuse them. Mm-hmm. So that kind of, you know, if you're into that, or like I said, you're trying to save your fairings for whatever reason, that's a great option. You know, they give you everything that you're gonna need.
What would you rate it 1 out of 10? Honestly, be honest. I know it's not a low number, but
to me, okay, so and it just goes down to this. You know why I rate it almost? I'll probably rate it 10. Not lie. Why? Fitment is great. It passed my expectations. Like, to be honest, like I said, I was just like, man, it's gonna be a little difficult, you know. And when I saw for rest, these winglets are two separate pieces. This fairing piece and the winglet piece are two separate pieces. And when I say and this front piece, this side piece going to the front piece, is literally like just pushed on. And when I see full res, just like going kind of, you know, like thugging it out, because sometimes, like I said, like I'm thinking fitment, and then I'm thinking a lot of times,
I don't say YOLO, bro.
No, the tabs, you know, because sometimes the tabs might not line out, but also the tabs that are on the fairing, they might be weak tabs, you know, or weak glued on.
Oh, I remember when I was trying to put this back together.
Push it back in. Because they're like hooks to where like you have to kind of like push it and push. I think what was it, forward?
Back.
Or you have to push it back. So when he's like pulling it back, I'm just like, man, I honestly let this man handle it, because I was like, if it breaks, I'm just gonna blame him, you know. And he was putting some force to where like popped in, and that's it. I was like, that's what kind of amazed me. And like I said, the fitment, everything else, like it's just, I feel I could say these are OEM fairings, you know, like as far as obviously even quality. I know we weren't taking out the box. I mentioned that it feels just like OEM. Like it's thick, it's not thin. It's durable. You know, it's just as the OEM plastic. So honestly, if I could do 9.5, 10, you know, because you could always kind of, I could say, improve, but I don't think you get any better than this, you know, in my opinion.
Yeah, look at this, like, there's no gap, there's no, like, unevenness.
Yeah, like, I mean, even...
I'll give it a 10, bro. Yeah. Solid 10, for sure, really. We didn't have any fitness issues at all. I mean...
before I forget, and I forgot to mention this, huge shout out to Ferris Wheeler. We'll put his IG up. We wrapped the tank, because unfortunately, the tank is not a fairing piece. This is a metal tank, and if you guys know anything about Hondas, the previous gens before the Triple R, the 2019s or whatever, to the 2012. I used to have a 2012, and they used to have the plastic fairing on top of the tank, to where if you got a whole kit, you just remove that, boom, you know. So we didn't want to go ahead and paint it yet, so we went ahead and wrapped it. So. And if you guys ever mess with wrap, or if you guys, you know, probably wrap your tank and stuff like that, you know it's hard. So huge shout out to him. Like I said, go ahead.
He did it in one piece too.
It's a one piece satin black finish tank, and it's not something easy to do, especially if you already see some of these lines and curves and stuff like that. So a huge shout out to Ferris. Go follow him on IG. But that's kind of it for us. I feel like Flores is, you know, he's trying to go to sleep, so I guess we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.